New details into the mysterious death of an American woman found dead in her Italy apartment over the weekend. Preliminary autopsy results reveal that 35-year-old Ashley Olsen was strangled, but not with bare hands.
A computer cable was found at the crime scene, but it's unclear if it was used in her death. Crimesider's Graham Cates has been looking into the case. So explain what we know about what they discovered in the autopsy. I know the whole report hasn't been released yet, but what are the new details that you've come up with?
Right now, there's still more questions than there are answers. Like you said, the police have determined she was strangled to death. But again, they're saying that it wasn't someone using their bare hands. They haven't specifically said this computer cable was tied to the death. Obviously, people keep computer cables in their apartments, but it's worth noting that they did say potentially something like a rope, which a cable is. What we know about Ashley is that night she was out very late at a club. Her friends left earlier in the night, and she stayed till dawn. And then she went back to her apartment, they believe, straight from the club. And her computer was used about till midday on Friday, and they're not sure, obviously, if that was her, if someone else was in the apartment and using her computer. That computer was taken from the scene. The entire autopsy is going to take a long time, so we're not really going to get that many more answers based on the autopsy anytime soon.
Well, we do know she was out at a nightclub, and we also know that investigators quickly confiscated her computer. What are the new details that have been released in those two pieces of evidence?
Again, there isn't that much. People have been looking at her Instagram account, and that's kind of information investigators aren't putting much credence to. Our reporter on the scene, Sabina Castelfranco, spoke with some investigators who said that her apartment itself was a bit of a mess when they got there. There was broken glass on the floor, a smashed chair. They said clothes were strewn about. But police are also saying that there aren't that many signs of struggle. So those bits of details don't really line up very well.
Well, we know she had a fight with her boyfriend, but the boyfriend had to enter the apartment with the super.
Right. He's actually the one who alerted police to the body. He hadn't heard from her in a few days. It came with his landlady, according to police. And he had said he had this argument, but police say he has very strong alibis, and it doesn't sound like right now he's being considered a suspect.
Now, have we had any confirmation on these? Evidently, she made some postings on, I don't know if it was Facebook or Instagram, but postings about someone stalking her, and there were mysterious photographs of her that evidently they had sent to her, and she wrote she was pretty upset about it. You would think if that does exist, if those have been confirmed, that would leave some kind of an electronic trail for investigators.
Right. I mean, so far, the Italian police haven't said they consider that good evidence. I mean, and that could be something that they're withholding. And it's worth noting, of course, that you have to post your own images to Instagram. And so the question is, there are lots of shots on her Instagram account of her that are taken from other people.
Yeah.
And the question is, was this a tongue-in-cheek thing where she was saying, haha, creeper, or was this actually something where she had received these images and put them up because she was worried?
You know, there's been so much conversation about the comparisons between this case and Amanda Knox. Can you explain the differences here, though? Even in terms of the size of the towns and the amount of investigators and things, there's quite a bit of difference.
Right, and that's why so many people are nervous about this. That case was, according to a lot of experts, bungled, right?
Right.
It was a case where it kept her. She was acquitted, and then she was found guilty again, and then she was acquitted again.
Right.
And every time it was because judges were citing mistakes made in the investigation. So what happens in Italy is a magistrate investigates and prosecutes cases. That's kind of like having a prosecutor who is in charge of the investigation instead of the way we do it here, where detectives turn over their evidence. And what we're looking at here is Florence, which is a much larger city than Perugia, where Amanda Knox was. And the idea is maybe this is going to be someone who's got more experience investigating murders like this, someone who may or may not have the issues that Perugia had with the Knox case.
Has it garnered as much tabloid interest in Europe as the Knox case did?
So far, yeah, definitely. It's being written about in British newspapers, Italian newspapers. If you have a Google alert for her right now, it's just all over the world already.
I'm assuming you do have that Google alert set
I
up, so you're seeing quite a bit. Graham Cates, thank you so much. And remember, you can track investigations and read up on the big crime stories of the day at cbsnews.com/Crimesider.